is also Good Friday. So those that recognize this holiday and this day, I want to say happy Good Friday to you. And I know that many of us right now, and given what period of time this is, are feeling as though their routines have been changed. Well, I hope today you're going to be well served by our service hero, Heather Dye. Heather Dye is someone that I met not long ago in Florida, actually before the whole world started to be shut down. One of the last events, people, the event host, Jason Cisneros of the Unstoppable there in Naples, Florida, is out there proudly announcing he was one of the last ones to have any kind of an event or any kind of a get together before all was shut down. And I was lucky enough to meet this beautiful woman. And let me tell you this woman is not just beautiful, she is absolutely incredible. She is serving a community of 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 people that absolutely adore her energy, her spirit, her spunk, her wisdom, her entrepreneurship, and her ability to say, okay, let's do this because we're going to make something out of a situation. We're going to make it better and we're going to succeed through it. And so I want to welcome you, Heather Dye, to the Service Hero Show.
Thank you so much, Tamara. I'm so glad to be here. And yes, I'm so blessed that we got to meet in Naples, Florida at that Unstoppable conference. It was amazing. And I'm sure somewhere Jason is out there right now talking.
I'm sure he's and let's just give him a lot of credit because
yes.
I had actually gone dark with the Service Hero Show for a little period of time, and he had he's been doing his series of evening chats or shows, and basically to help people to calm down through this period of time of the thing, as he says, we will not mention its name. And and he then called out to all of us that have some kind of a show or are able to inspire others to actually get out there and do it. He called us to action. And I just want to say thank you, Jason, for doing that, because you know what? I love this show and I love getting to meet everybody and visit and brag about everybody that's doing cool stuff in the middle of the day. And hello, Helene Wilson. Let me just say this, Heather. You've joined our Chemo Buddy for Life community, and welcome for that. I'm glad that you're with us too. Last night, Helene Wilson was just made our ambassador of the chat. And because she welcomes everybody, and I'm sure you have felt loved and welcomed every time you show up. She recognizes every single person that comes in throughout the whole chat every evening, guys. That's 7 days a week. And she is right there, lickety split. She makes sure that she's the first one to say, hi, welcome. We're glad you're here. So I want to say, Helene, we're glad you're here and welcome.
Hey, Helene. Glad you're here.
And I want to recognize Carol Brown, because Carol Brown last night actually gave me the impetus to actually do that. And Carol was talking about Helene, and she recognized her on Thankful Thursday in the chat. So, this is some of the Chemo Buddy for Life stuff, but, we're going to get into that a bit. And you guys are going to understand all this full circle as we go into the time talking about what it is that Heather is doing. So let's actually do that. Oh, I want to recognize that we have Rachel Johnson here with us too. I love it how they all kind of like let us know who's here when it doesn't show up. It's like, okay.
Hello. I see a few of my girls popping in. I shared it over on my page too.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, let's recognize Shelby. Hello, Shelby. It's good to have you with us. We have Pat with us too. Pat, welcome.
Hi,
welcome.
Pat.
And yes, I agree. Heather is a rock star. So let's go into it, Heather. Let me just say this. When I met you and your friends, you were there at Unstoppable because you were supporting one of your coaches, a mentor of yours, and and let's talk about that, because you had just been on like this tour, if you will. You had gone to Vegas, and then you go here, and then you go to Florida. So, and you have that kind of a lifestyle. Your job allows you, or not your job, your businesses, your choice of lifestyle allows you to do that, to travel. I mean, of course, right now we're in a little bit of a change, and yet you said that you are keeping things going and keeping it pretty constant. But you had just been on this whirlwind event with your friends. I would love to hear what it was that you guys were doing, and who you went to come, you went to Florida to support, and how that all shifted for you when you were there.
Yeah, so that was what I like to call my week of personal development. It was amazing. I got to travel to Vegas for a conference. I was following my coach and personal mentor, Danelle Delgado. Shout out to Danelle. And she was, she's amazing. She speaks on stages all over the world, internationally. So I got the chance to kind of see, that's one of my goals. So I'm like, let me see what it's going to be like to travel around like that, event after event. So it was really amazing. So we went to Vegas, and I got to see her there. And then we got to travel down to Naples, Florida to Unstoppable, which was amazing, and see her speak as well. And I think the biggest thing that I took from Unstoppable, I mean, there were so many nuggets. First of all, what stood out about that conference was the community aspect. Like, you guys, from the time I walked in the door, I saw Emily first. I was like, hey, Emily, I haven't met you yet. And from the time we walked in the door, it was just, everyone was like welcoming with open arms. It was a very welcoming community. So that's what stood out to me first and foremost. But gosh, the speakers, everyone brought so much incredible value, and it was amazing. Like, there was no way that you couldn't leave there just fired up. And I think the thing that I took away the most from just that whole week, and especially from my time at Unstoppable, was that we all need to stop playing small, and we all need to stop living tame, and we all need to just get out there and speak our truth and shed our light. And what I took from there was that I need to not care what anyone thinks about me. I just need to get out there and share my message and do the things I want to do. And I kind of, I knew that. I preached that, but I didn't quite live it fully. I wasn't living it fully. So it really was that, like, kick in the butt shove that I just needed.
we call that kicking it to the curb kind of thing, like, okay, let's just kick in the butt and let's do this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the community that's coming and visiting with us and supporting you, Heather, and as a service hero, because as you were there, the very last day, we were on the yacht, the cruise there in the bay, and what a beautiful event that was, and just a culmination of the time we were all there together. And yes, you're right, the Misfits Nation and all of those that support this, live large so you can give large kind of attitude, giving back. It's all about being successful so that you can help make a difference in the world. And that's what I absolutely just am. I'm honored to be a part of the Misfit Nation. And then you and your friends, your posse, your girls,
Ashley and Angel. Yeah.
Ashley and Angel, absolutely, came up to me and said, we want to talk.
Yes, we knew, because I'd seen you, on stage. You were getting recognized. They were talking about your next Impactor Award and just the things that you're doing with Chemo Buddies. And I was sitting there just watching from the audience. I'm like, I have to connect with her, because it's so in line with our business at Wigs for Every Woman and what we're doing over there, that, we're always looking for ways to give back. So I'm like, we need to connect. There is something there. It was so important to me before we left that event that we connect, and I'm so glad. It's a gorgeous picture of us. Look.
I know it was all impromptu, and guys, I mean, they were kicking us off the boat, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, we were some of the last ones off the boat, and they're like, "Okay, let's go," and we're like, "All right, picture time," and it kept going there for a while. It was so much fun. I love stuff like that because it's like what you said. Don't be afraid to live large. Do not be afraid to follow your gut. Do what it is that is going to impact the world and make a difference. And you mentioned the organization of the business that you're running. And okay, guys, I had so much fun. I pulled so many pictures. We're just going to go through a little bit of a picture fest here because she actually shared some too. And I mean, look at these different looks. I will say, okay, total disclosure. For you that do not know, yes, I am the president and co-founder of a nonprofit that supports people that are affected by cancer. And we support those people, and it doesn't matter what treatment, alternative, adjunctive, or traditional, our stand is don't do it alone. Be a part of community, have a buddy. But we have so many people that do choose traditional. I am a survivor. It was founded after my experience. I did lose my hair. I did go around bald. I chose to go around bald. However, and I was going to grab them, but I had too much fun grabbing all these pictures. And so I didn't grab my own wigs. But I have a tremendous amount of wigs. And they can be so much fun. And it's incredible how you have these different looks because of wigs. And where I wanted to go with this is that when I was doing the due diligence, Heather, for the nonprofit, one of the things that one of my nurses and doctors were the ones that were convincing us to do something. One of the stories, I haven't really talked about this one much. However, I really feel inspired to. And that was one of our nurses said, I need to tell you about a woman, a professional woman, an attorney that was, beautiful and everything. She was diagnosed with cancer. And she chose not to go through treatment because she didn't want to lose her hair. And I really, that was one of the very first times I ever heard how some people that are affected by cancer would almost rather not lose their hair than seek treatment, lose their hair, and have it grow back again because of the unknown. Yes, we become different. My hair is different. I like it better now, truthfully. But, that was surprising to me. And then I mentioned it to you, and you said it wasn't surprising to you, right?
Yeah, so it was surprising at first, but I've received several messages throughout the course of our time in our business throughout the last year, and it's terrible. And no woman should ever feel like that. No woman should ever feel like they would just be mortified of losing their hair and they can't go on. So that's what we try to, and honestly, and I've talked to you about this before, Tamara, when I first started wearing wigs, it was because of alopecia. So I woke up one morning, I was running my fingers, I was laying in bed with my fiancé, and we're just watching TV, being lazy. It was like a Saturday. And I'm just doing that thing, I don't know if you guys do this, but I always want to run my fingers back in the back of my hair. If you guys, you guys play with your hair, just go ahead and
yeah, I do.
yeah.
And it's okay, socially acceptable to be touching our hair right now. Don't touch the face, but the hair, okay.
I was just rubbing the back of my hair, and all of a sudden I just felt something, probably about a $50 size, smoother than a baby's bottom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, instantly I knew. So I turned to Sean and I'm like, am I bald? Is there a bald spot in the back of my head? And he looked and he said yes. And oh my gosh. So from there, it just started to get bigger, and I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. And he was, of course, very supportive, and told me, you look beautiful with no hair. I don't care. So the thought of wearing wigs wasn't even in my mind at that time. I instantly went to a dermatologist, got diagnosed with alopecia, and they basically told me that there's a ton of different types of alopecia, and nobody really knows. There's all these things that could cause it, but there was all these tests, and then you could do these shots in your head, and I didn't want to do any of that. So I was like, well, maybe I'll get into wearing wigs. So then I was on the hunt for them, and it was really hard at first to find a wig. So, but all of that to say that I didn't realize, when we first started, because we had a clothing boutique, and I started wearing wigs, and everyone, hey, Lisa, that's my bestie. I didn't realize that, so many people were interested in my wigs, or that they would. I started wearing different hair on my clothing lives, and people started asking, where did you get that? Where did you, how'd you find that? Where are you buying your wigs? So I decided that I could help a lot of people if we carried wigs as well. So we started that, and over the course, we've had wigs for every woman since January of last year. And over the course of a little over a year, it's grown so big, and I didn't realize, and I've talked to you about this before, Tamara, how many people we were going to help. I never realized that in the messages that I get, I just had alopecia, and a lot of people wanted to, change their hair just because it was fun and different, and it's fun to wear wigs. Wigs are fun. And I did it, started wearing wigs because I was losing myself. Like, I was losing my self-confidence, and I was self-conscious about the bald spot and the hair losing and the hair loss. So it's definitely, like you said, I didn't realize how many messages, how many people would reach out and say, like, you've changed my life because of this. And I've had those messages. I would rather die than lose my hair.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
And and everybody, I'm just so thrilled that you're all here, and please, hashtag live, hashtag replay, and also, comment. I would love to hear, like, if you haven't seen all the different looks and the colors and the wigs, let us know which ones you love. I mean, I have some favorites already, and I'm thinking, man, I wish I would have known about you, because I didn't wear wigs. I had them, but in truth, now I'm finding out that, number one, I didn't know how to use them right. I didn't know how to fit them right. I didn't know the right type to use. I was given many that were maybe a little older, and so, the caps underneath, all the different things that you can do to have a good experience. I knew none of it. I know that I didn't know. And so, to me, I'm an easygoing kind of person, jeans and t-shirt usually kind of person. And it's like, okay, well, what the heck? I'll just go bald until it grows back. And then, and I just would tease, I would laugh about it, yuck it up, if you will. However, what happened was surprising to me. How you get those people reaching out to you and touching, talking to you about their experience and how you're changing their lives. I would be wherever I would be when we were allowed to go outside, because right now we are going to talk about what is happening today, April the 10th, 2020. That's why I started the show that way. But when we were allowed to go out anywhere, and I was given an all clear, because I was in solitary confinement, is what I called it, my whole time of going through chemotherapy. The whole time. I was not allowed out of my room. There were masks and gowns and gloves at my door. So I understand the whole, solitary confinement. And that's why Chemo Buddies for Life was started. Well, when I finally was allowed out, boy, I was, I'm sure that's how all of us are going to be. Yes, floodgates, we're all out there now. And people would come up to me, and because, here I am clearly bald, and ask, number one, do you mind if I ask if like, sure, ask away. And then they would talk. They would tell me stories about this person or that person, and open up and start crying and needing to talk. And I realized how much pain was coming through associated with all of this. And it wasn't just the women. The men were talking to me too, and they were sharing, I'm so happy to see you out here. My wife, my mother, my sister, whoever it may be, you know had this experience. And so then I was able to start visiting with them, being a buddy, caring for them, realizing there needed to be some solutions. And something is, I don't want to say simple, but truly, a wig is something that we can actually do. It's something we can do right now. You have an online order situation, right, where you don't even have to go somewhere, and you can, be trying all these things, and social distancing taken into consideration. We need this here in this world, because anything we can do to feel better and empower ourselves gives us so much energy. And you were talking about that because your life has been, and this is where I really want to go with the inspirational piece of you. Your life hasn't always been this rosy, wonderful, I have a business and I have a multiple followers and a huge, this and that. You had to you started a business out of your own closet, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. Out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
People ask, they're like, how did you do this? And I say, I was broke. My car was being repossessed. I couldn't pay my bills. I needed a better way. I was fed up, and really it was necessity. If I wouldn't have went live out of my own closet and sold those clothes that first day, I would have been homeless. I would have, been in a lot of trouble. So, hello, Miss Rhonda. Hey, Arla. I see you guys tuning on. So, I started out of necessity. I didn't even mean to have a business. It was actually, we lived in Georgia. We're in Tennessee now. And in Tennessee, we get some snow, but in Georgia, we don't get it. There's no snow, like, ever. Like, there's never a snow day. So it was a snow day in January of 2018, and it was a rough time. We were going through some rough financial struggles, and Sean, my fiance, was home, and I said, I'm going to clean out my closet. I had called, I think, my best friend Lisa, who's watching as well, and I said, I'm just going to do this. And I told him, and I said, nothing, no one's going to show up. I've never, I did a few Facebook Lives before, but nothing ever to sell really anything. And I said, no one's going to show up. It probably isn't going to work. I don't know, but I'm going to do it. Like, I just feel compelled to do it. So I went to my closet, started, like all of us women, if you guys have a closet full of stuff that you don't wear, go ahead and drop something in the comments. Let us know that you can relate with that. Everyone, I feel like all of our closets, they're packed, right? They're just
Right.
sitting there.
Right. And sometimes we have more than one closet that we commandeered in the house. Let's just be truthful.
Right. Or we have a ton of laundry, and it's it's flowing over into the living room. Our recliner comes our second couch, right? So
Yeah.
We went live, and people showed up, and we sold clothes that day. We made money, and at that time, and Tamara, I've talked to you about this before, and I tell all of my clients, people that work with me, people that I come in contact with, I didn't start with purpose. I started because I needed money. I started because I needed it, and along the way, I found the purpose. So we talk a lot about finding the purpose in your pain. And, for me, my purpose was my journey. My purpose was, I remember the first time someone messaged me and said, "You're such an inspiration." I was like, I said to Sean, this girl's got to be crazy. I don't know what they're talking No, I'm the wrong one. Don't look at me. And as I went along and I kept showing up and we built our community and, we just kept being present. We kept consistently showing up for our community and doing what we did. And more messages happened. More people started telling me. It went from 1 to like 100 told me that they were inspired by me. So I was like, there's just no way. And you know what they say, after you hear it several times, you might want to pay attention to it. So that's when I realized that I built a platform and was given a platform here on social media, which I find true with anything. Even you, Tamara, you're using this platform right here with your service heroes and just the things that you do in the Chemo Buddy community. And even people in our Misfit Nation, they just, if you're on the platform and you have the audience, you have the followers, you have the engagement, if you're not doing anything with that to try to make the world or social media or people feel better, like you're just wasting the platform that you were given. Mm-hmm. And I think I realized that along the way.
And and thank you for sharing that. And I want people I want to emphasize a few things of what I just heard from Heather here. And bring it to, I said that we were going to talk about what's happening today, the here and now. We're not going to overlook it. I used to number each one of the 365 days of awesome. When I started back up, I decided to do it by the date because I wanted to be ingrained in the fact that today is April the 10th. 2020. We are in the middle of a pandemic that is taking place throughout the world, and our way of life has altered a bit for many. It has altered a lot, and I mean, there's really no, unless you're under a rock, and I think even under the rock, you're going to hear about it now. It's those people that are out there and leading the charge, serving their community, making a difference, being on the front lines, whatever it is that they can do, smiling through social media, whatever they can do to help someone else, we need to be honoring them as the service heroes that they are. We all have a service hero inside of us. And the story that you shared right there, you had a need. It was a need that many right now today are going to say, wow, I'm hearing you, Heather. I worked here and they closed the doors. And yes, there's supposed to be a check coming, but I haven't gotten it yet. And I'm at a point now where I'm going to have to go to the food bank, or I'm going to have to go get in one of those lines. I'm going to have to do whatever it may be. And I've never done that before. I don't even know how to go about it. I am lost. And there are quite a few people that unfortunately are there. However, why I am highlighting this is, many of us that have some kind of a message that we're out there. I mean, it's like what you said, we have purpose because of pain. Oftentimes we've been there, we've done this, and we now want to help others to get through it. You were having the pain of having to pay some bills, and if you didn't pay the bills, you were going to have some tough stuff happening. There's a lot of people that are saying, wow, okay, I get it. What do I do now? And the fact that you went to your closet, I have to be honest, I don't know that would have been the first place I would have gone. However, that is genius. And that's where sometimes the simple things, they say if it was a snake in front of you, it would bite you, because, like you're not seeing it. The forest through the trees, all the different analogies out there. This was one that you say, hey, friend, Lisa, come on over. Let's do this. Let's have a snow day. Let's go into the closet. Let's have some fun. And to your surprise, there you were. You were able to make a difference. And then you started to see that you could not only, take care of some bills, you were actually able to inspire people. Yeah. How incredible is that? And I bet there's some people right now that are watching this that are saying, can I do that?
Oh, yeah. Anyone could do it. If I could do it, anyone could do it. And we've turned that even more into our passion. You know, we have Wigs for every woman, but we also have Heather Dye coaching. So I always tell people, go to your closet, start there. Like if you want to do it, press the live button. And now we do specialize in teaching entrepreneurs, whether they want to start in their closet and they need some help, or if they want to do, we specialize in mostly live sales and boutiques. So that's my niche. That's what I love, because we transitioned. So we had gently loved clothing out of my closet, and now we carry new boutique style items. So it's crazy to even look back. And that was only, Tamara, 2.5 short years. So I want to tell anyone watching that if you're in a position where you're feeling down and out and broke and you're just not seeing any light at the end of the tunnel, if you have a closet full of stuff that's sitting around, go press that live button. And you can, right now more than ever, is a time to really look inside yourself and realize, you know, for some people out there, Tamara, and I'm sure you can agree, I really truly believe in this. Some businesses, some people were forced to go online. Some businesses.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to be life-changing. That pivot, that pivotal point is going to be life-changing, because I've been saying for years, get online. Like it is, I solely like say huge thanks to Mark Zuckerberg. Like Facebook Live has changed my life. The fact that technology is here for me to do that, I wouldn't have been able to have that online platform without the Facebook, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do it without Facebook being the technology. So there are a lot of businesses that have been forced to pivot. And I think instead of looking at it like, oh, I can't go travel, I can't go do this right now, I can't get my nails done, I think we all need to look at it and say, what can I do?
Exactly. Yes.
What has this allowed me to look at and allowed me to improve, allowed me to do better, allowed me to pivot? I talked to a restaurant owner just a couple days ago, and he had said that he owns a Texas Roadhouse here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and his business is doing better than when he was for curbside delivery than when it was open. He's getting higher sales numbers right now than when it was even open. So, and I know a lot of my boutique friends who had brick and mortars who have been fighting me about going online for a while. They've been going online, and for some of them, they're selling more than they were. So it's going to be a blessing. There was a friend on my profile. I won't say her name, but if she watches this, she'll know I saw it. And I love you, girl. You got this. I believe in you, because she had posted that her job of 20 years let her go. Job of 20 years, they let him go. It wasn't like a layoff and come back. It was a let you go. So I think for anyone in that position, that's a blessing. I really, I was able to start my own business because I got fired from every other job for being late that I've ever worked. And I say it all the time. Thank you to all of my old bosses who fired me. I appreciate it. Because I would not be able to make my own schedule. I wouldn't be able to live my business on my own terms. Tamara, I wouldn't be able to be here with you right now. You know, I might be somewhere else. So I'd say if you're in a position, I understand, but you got to find the good. You got to find the good. You got to find, you know, you got to just look at the positive of everything. When you focus on the negative, you'll live in that negative space. And it's really important now more than ever to figure out how you can show up, how you can serve, how you can better yourself. For me, it stopped me. Slowed me down. I was on the road traveling. You know, it slowed me down. It gave me time to look inside my business. Things that need done, things that need improving, things that I'm not nailing, things that I've neglected forever. My own health, that was one of them. Like, I need to start walking.
Right. Well, you know, exactly. And that's where a lot of the different service heroes have been on over the last few days. The common thread that I have been hearing from all of them is be present in the moment. This is an opportunity for us to be present in the moment, to take some time, be still, figure out what is working, what is not, and re-engage in ourselves, in our lives, in our families, and what is really important to us, And in doing so, that's going to bring that clarity and that intention to go forward. And I love this, the ones saying that I just put up there of yours that was talking about, do a little bit every day. Just do a little bit every day. And then I have to say, I just love this. This is so cute because you make it fun. Don't be afraid to take those moments, be clear, be real, be intentional, but take some moments to laugh and be silly. And some of the best times I've had over the last couple of days have been when I have belly laughed so hard that it's like, wow, that felt so good, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to remember that we're big kids is the way I put it. And so I just actually I kind of went with that theme in our chemo buddies closed group today. Is like, okay, who doesn't like to draw, it's like, who doesn't like to color, there's different. Take time to treasure what it is that we're doing, and then what you are doing for so many, and this is what I love, is you're letting people know, okay, also don't let what's happening right now shift and switch a lot of your daily routines that are working, that are not broken. And as a leader, you're keeping your community going forward and in a healthy way, and leading them through some normalcy, right?
Yeah, for us, it was very important. I think actually Jason had said this on one of his lives in the Bold Avenger show. He said something. He was like, all of this that we will not speak of hit,
Yeah.
and all the influencers disappeared. They've just vanished. So it was very important that we show up on Monday and Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, like we've always done, and we move on with normalcy and give people a sense of normalcy, and we're still there, and we're just, for me, at first, all the things that won't be named, we'll call it the current situation, but it was funny to post those, posts about it and the toilet paper memes, but there comes to a point where it's not funny anymore, and we need to just, bring light and be the light in people's days. So it's really important. We've tried to just have some laughs with our community and just show up. The other day, actually, Tamara, we got the new Stars feature on Facebook. So I did a whole show of singing for stars. And all the stars that we're raising are going to be donated this month to the Chemo Buddies. So we're really excited.
You.
I don't think I told you that yet, but
No.
they were sending stars. We have a ton of stars already, and they'll all be donated to you guys. So we're really excited.
Well,
so
thank
we did
you.
And Sean, he dressed up as, did you see that Joe Exotic show? The Tiger King?
Yes. It's on Netflix right now. Yeah.
So he dressed up as Sean Exotic, and he did, we just want to give laughs to our community, and we want to know that, we're all in this together. So we've had a few people share, because we have a community of everyone, and that's why we call it Wigs for Every Woman, because I truly believe that it doesn't matter if you are struggling with cancer, you're struggling with alopecia, or maybe you're not losing any hair at all, you just want to change your hair color in a snap, that Wigs can be for every single woman. And we've had some women, in our community, they are autoimmune compromised. Their health is at risk, so they have to stay in right now. So it's really important to us that we show up and that we're the light for them, that we just bring laughter. If nothing else, we bring laughter to their day, and we leave them better than we found them.
And okay, so I have to say, I found one of the memes on your page, and I had to I showed it to you before we went live, and you're like, yeah, many people within your community start sending you this one, because it was like, okay, so I love this. Girl, I almost bit you. Big eyelashes and makeup. I mean, it's like, okay, how can you not just love that, and that face coming in through the kitchen window?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I had so many of our community members, and it's awesome because I always say your vibe attracts your tribe. And we had so many, it was just funny that, you know, over 20, 30 community members said that to me and posted it in our group. And it's just, you know, it's just really cool. And it's times like those, even as simple as, you know, all of the people in our community, like a lot of people sending that same picture. Like,
Right.
I just know that we are a community. Like we're vibing together on that same level. And it's just really cool. Like that was really cool to see.
I love it. And you know, okay, so I'm going to share this too because I haven't yet. Here you are on the boat and you're like, okay, look it. And I love that. I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. And thank you. Thank you because you know what? That is so freeing for your community, for my community, for our buddies, you know, because our buddies need to know that they are not alone, and some of them are reoccurring too. You know, they get their hair back and then all of a sudden it's gone again, and may have been 2 or 3 times, and each time it comes back different. And it's like, okay, that's all right, because it comes back and you're still here and you're healing through it, and you are beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
I love you so much. So one thing I really try to get across to the community, my hair, so I had alopecia, of course, and right now I'm experiencing a spot right here as it's growing in, but it's growing in really good. But my hair was down to here. And a couple months ago, I decided that I was going to shave my head on live video because I already had a few spots, and I just really wanted to show people. After I did it, everyone was like, did she just have a Britney Spears moment? Like, what did she do? So many people wanted to know, like, why I shaved my head. And really, it was just because I wanted to show the community that your hair doesn't make you.
No.
You know, your hair doesn't make you. And I wanted people that, you know, maybe felt like they were the only one, or there was a lot of people actually, once I shaved my head, they shaved their head because they've been wanting to do it for a while. So it was just me trying to be supportive. And honestly, I love it. It's growing back. I've not shaved it or cut it or anything, so it's growing back a lot. I don't know if I'll do like a short little pixie or if I'll keep growing it out, but I love it. It's so easy.
Oh, it's, you know, absolutely. Well, you know, we all have our story, and my hair was long too, and it was really, really curly. So like when it was wet, it was really long because, you know, it bounced up, and it was always so much work. If I wanted to wear it flat, I had to go get it professionally. And then if it rained or got, you know, then it was like, okay, now it's just frizzy. And so when I lost the hair, it was like, oh, this is very freeing. This is kind of nice. I'm enjoying this. And then it was like, okay, I'm not only just losing it in one place, I've lost it everywhere. I don't have to, they took away all razors even from me, because it was like, okay, you're not allowed to have these because you're not allowed to get cut or anything like this, right? And I never ended up with the beautiful egg shape head. You know, I had the peach fuzz stuff. You know, I was like, okay, I really want that. However, the thought here was that, and we were talking about this, then it starts to grow back. It is like, oh, it's growing back. And it's growing back in areas that faster than other areas, you know, and it's like, okay, that's a reality too. And when you have a community of people that can relate to each other, and then they can help each other through it, and you can laugh through it and have that daily dose of laughter and be able to support each other with, okay, you know, you need some support right now. Yeah, let's do this. I had people actually in my circle that did. They shaved their heads when I lost my hair. And I would never have thought that that would have happened. However, it does. It makes you feel, for, you know, I want everybody that's ever done that I want to say thank you for that type of support from myself and anybody else that's ever experienced that kind of love. And right now, as we are facing events that are happening, and there are people that are struggling, any way that we can support and help them and encourage them to be making some good choices. And yes, you know, my community too, we have to, like, okay, stay home, because it is for your good, and we're going to help you get through it. So whatever we can do to support each other, it's huge. And so the fact that you went live, you did that, and then your hair is coming back beautiful. And did you dye it? It's gorgeous.
No, so it's like the darkest. I don't even know what it is, but I don't even know what color this is right now, but I have not dyed it. But if you get really, really close, you'll see that there's a lot of gray. So that was something like all of a sudden I'm like, really? It grew back gray, but that's okay. It's all right.
No, yeah. Well, okay. All right. So when mine started growing back, guys, it came back black. I've never had black hair in my life. That's my aunt. I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, Aunt Marlene? You know, because I looked so much like my aunt. However, she had the dark black hair and I had, you know, this color. This is like my natural color, though I have to dye it now because it didn't come back naturally, you know. My chemo buddy, though, her hair did come back a really beautiful white gray. Beautiful white gray. And you really never know. And that's where, again, the magic happens when you have that community and that vibe and that tribe. And you know, and I just absolutely love the fact that you are out there. You're so real, you're so authentic, and you are living larger now, and determined to do so. And so we were talking about, once this is all said and done and we get through this, because we're all going to get through this. Just know we're going to get through this. And so when that starts happening, you are looking to get much bigger, right? And you're looking at how that's going to look. So this is a great time for you, right?
Yes, we're getting a lot done. We're getting a lot of clarity, a lot of dreams that I've been pushing back. Hey, Rachel, I see you. Hey, Debbie. A lot of dreams that I've been putting off or like I thought were too big or maybe unrealistic. I recently, you know, we're taking action on some of those dreams, all of those dreams, not some of them. So I'm really excited. I can't go too much into it yet, but I will have an opportunity for people to help them even more make an income on social media and make an impact as well. So I'm really excited about the things that are going to be coming in the future.
I am too, because, you know, I know your heart. I'm getting to know your heart. And I just, total disclosure, guys, I love this woman. I know you all do too. You know, she's just amazing and fun and smart and intelligent and real and just all of the above. And as we have been getting to know each other and sharing and everything, I absolutely see your vision. And I know you're still working on some of the clarity and the pieces and the puzzle, because that's what you do when you have something so big. You want to really make sure that you're thinking it all the way through, and so you can be also successful. And you so far have been able to, if you will, out of necessity in the beginning, and then out of clarity going through it, you have been able to not only be successful for yourself, but help so many others be successful too. And then on top of it, then you have a giving heart. You are giving back. And I want to say thank you for having, you know, you contacted me. You let me know that Chemo Buddies for Life, our community, guys, listen to this. Our community, you want to team with us. You want to help support us. You want to help educate us. You want to help support us financially. You want to help, and, you know, anything that we really need to help make this community grow and become the global powerhouse that we are destined to be. And we need to make it sooner than later, because too many are feeling very isolated and alone. And so we're just stepping up that activity. And part of being an entrepreneur and having that drive and living big is also finding that those purposes, those causes, those people that are out there making a difference, that align with what it is that you're doing. And I want to highlight that as a service hero also, because this is something that the Misfit Nation and Unstoppable really, and thank you again, Jason Cisneros, that really highlighted. In fact, I didn't know that I was going to be up on the stage during lunchtime. I had just taken a bite, and he's like, Tamara Hunter, you're needed front and center. And I'm like, okay, as I'm chewing, going up there, I'm thinking, okay, I didn't have a chance to look. I hope I'm okay. But it wasn't, it was like, we're among friends. It doesn't matter. We're among friends. And we were able to talk, and I was so privileged to be there with Feed and Billion and CERT, ministries, and Kat Dawn and what she's doing for New Dawn, and so many of these other nonprofits that are making a difference throughout the world. And Jason just puts it right there in front of your, between the eyes, like, be successful so you can give back, because I will support and I will work with people that are determined to be successful because they're going to give back.
Absolutely. And that's one of my mottos. I say it all the time. I'm going to work like no other, so I can earn like no other, so I can give like no other. And really working with Danelle and having that mentorship, she really opened it up for me. And I realized that, like, it is true. The people who will be successful are the people that have those service hearts. They will give back. If the people with the just, it's all for them and they're not going to do any good with what they've been given, they're probably not going to go as far as the people that are doing it for the right reasons. So it was really important to us when we started to grow, to find something and find things that we could donate to. So Sean is actually donating or growing his hair out right now to donate to Wigs for Kids as well. And when I met you, I was like, yes, because, and I told you this on the phone, I never knew or thought when I started that I would come into contact with women struggling with cancer. And since it's something that I've never been through, I want to be that supportive rock, but sometimes I don't feel like I can help as much. Like, and I know that they tell me I'm helping because I'm making them laugh and, the wigs, but I want to be there more. So even when I talked to you, I said, you've been through it. You have a platform that is Chemo Buddies. It helps people. That is the soul, like the mission of what you are doing. So it was just a no-brainer to partner up and collaborate and do this, because it's needed in my community. It's needed. It just fits. It's like a puzzle.
Oh yeah. That is, and again, and I know we're saying a lot, but you got to give credit where credit is due. And that's what I love about all of this and with Service Heroes. And it's so funny because Jason Cisneros, when I was numbering the shows, he was day number 300, and he loved that, because the movie and everything, 300, and it just fits his personality, right? And yeah, he's such a teddy bear, and yet, he's strong when he's out there, and he's a man with purpose, and he gives that platform where, like, he vets you. You have to be able to, make it through his scrutiny for then him to say, okay, these are different categories, and we're hitting some of the major things that are happening in our world right now. And so go out there, be successful, and then help those that connect with what it is that your purpose and passion is. And yes, when we were talking, it was like, oh wow, this is like perfect, because it's like, okay, we're gonna have you come in and we're gonna have makeup parties and we're gonna do this too. And how do you choose the right wig, and then how do you also, there's so many different things in connection, because truthfully, guys, this is where the reality of it sits, and that is we can heal. It's a matter of what is in our heart and our minds and our soul, and it's been proven and it's been documented that if you believe and you do not isolate yourself, then you can live. Now, yes, we have to isolate ourselves, but that's not isolation. And that's why Chemo Buddies for Life was started. Remember, I said in the beginning that I lived in a room my whole treatment, that I said solitary confinement as a joke. However, I did not go it alone. I was not isolated in my heart, mind, and soul. I had a buddy, and we connected through ways that we then now are having others connect. And so, using the tools like you did with the Facebook Lives, and you said, hey, I need to do something today. Let's do this, Lisa. Come over and let's have a snow day. Let's go into the closet. Let's have some fun. And look at now, 2.5 years later, you have something that you are building. You're helping many others to do the same thing, and you are now giving back to a community of people that have been feeling very isolated and alone, and feeling, many have felt like they have lost their womanhood, that that the men, are feeling, there's the emotional toll. And we're switching that. We're turning that around. We're helping them to heal through this, that it doesn't have to define them. And that's what I loved when you were sharing about diagnosis. And when you're going through something, it's a moment in time. You can get through. You can get through it. Yeah. So, as we start to bring this together, and I love the fact that your community has come and they've been supporting you. And there's Lisa, yeah, beyond proud of you, love. I love it. I love it. And how can people follow you? Because you mentioned your chats, or your group, your closed group sessions that you've had going on that you are dedicated to. How can people start following you?
So how you guys can follow me is by just typing in on Facebook, Wigs for Every Woman. That's my main page, and I am Heather Dye on Facebook. If you want to connect with me personally to talk about anything. And also, I do want to add, if there's anyone from my community here that is struggling and is going through cancer, does feel like they need more, I would totally love to get you guys connected with the Chemo Buddies community and get you guys some support there as well. I see a lot of people from my community, so I know we're going to be going into my community probably here soon too, to have a little chat as well. So
yes, because we're in total alignment, guys, and that's what this is all about. And today, as we are in this world and going through the thing, as Jason would say, that we shall not name, but we did earlier, just know this, that if you are struggling, reach out, because there are those within communities, tribes, that are there for you. Our tribe has opened itself up to more people than are, you don't have to be affected by cancer, but most people, because it's not just the patient, it's those people that love and support them, and most people have known someone with cancer. So you are a part of our, our crew. We'd love to have you come join us, join Heather, join something, be a part of something. We have an amazing opportunity to be going through something right now, unlike any other time in history, because of these platforms. Like you were saying, thank you to the creators of Facebook. Thank you to the creators of Instagram, YouTube, all of the different platforms. Thank you. As we close, Heather, what nuggets would you like to leave everybody with? What would you like everybody to be, thinking about today?
I think it's really important, even during the hard times, to find something in each day and a few things each day that you're grateful for. It's definitely helped shift my mindset when things get rough. So that's one thing I want to leave you with. I also want to leave you with my motto: don't let anybody dull your sparkle. Ever.
Oh, I love it.
I say it all the time on our live. We close our lives with it. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Don't let everyone tell you, in the community, we have a lot of women that are like, oh, I'm afraid if someone thinks it's a wig, or no one ever does. Or if someone says something,
beautiful. Oh my goodness.
If someone might say something to me, you just have to get to the point in your life with everything, no matter if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing business or you're struggling with something, whatever it is, it goes to any point in your life, no matter where you are. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are amazing. And you just got to find that love for yourself inside. Don't let people put you down. So that's what I would leave you with.
I love it. Well, as we close today, April the 10th, 2020, The Service Hero Show, 365 Days of Awesome, celebrate success through service. Heather Dye, you are a service hero. You are serving a community of people because of you had a need. You had a need and you did something about it. You took activity, you took energy, you took your clothes out of a closet, and you changed now not only your life, but the life of many, many throughout the United States, throughout the world are following your lead, your coaching, your inspiration, and you are now not only helping the entrepreneurial woman that's out there and man, you are helping to support communities of people, children, adults that are affected by something that they did not ask for, however, they are facing, and you are inspiring them too. That is true service. And so I honor you today as the service hero that you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamara, for inviting me to be here with you today. You're a service hero. You're amazing. I'm so glad that our life connected us, and I've had a blast here. Thank you to your community as well for allowing me to come on today.
Oh, it's been fun. All right, make it a great day, everybody. And tonight, in the community of Chemo Buddies for Life, the closed group at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, we have Dr. E.J. Johnson. One of our favorites is coming. He is amazing. Anybody that knows him knows we will be well served for that chat. It is a chat, so come ready to share humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a lot of love. See you there. Bye.